fractions with unlike denominators. So far we have done like denominators. This time we are doing unlike. So title your page in your math notebook, Adding Fractions with Unlike Denominators, and write down your I can statement, which is I can add fractions with unlike denominators. Go ahead and pause the video while you write that down. Alright, so we're going to review by doing one problem that is adding fractions with like denominators. And remember, that means that my denominators are both the same. So in this problem I have 1/4 plus 2/4, and that equals, add my numerators, 3/4. Remember, my denominator stays the same, 4, 4, 4. Only my numerator is changing, so my answer is 3/4. Remember that to add fractions, the denominators must be the same. So here I have an example problem, 1/3 plus 2/6, and the denominators are not the same. So what do we have to do? We have to get the denominators to be the same. And there's two methods that you can use to do that. So with the same problem, 1/3 plus 2/6, there's the first method, which is called, I call it getting the same denominator. And all it means is that we have to find an equivalent fraction to have the same denominators. The second one is called the butterfly method, and I will show you exactly how you do this. So write down these two methods, and we're going to practice at doing it both ways. So method 1, find an equivalent fraction that has the same denominator. So I need to look at 1/3 and look at 2/6. And I know, since 2/6 is bigger, that one is going to stay the same. I'm going to write that right below here. And then 1/3, what can I multiply 3 by to get a 6? 3 times what equals 6? Hopefully you said 2. 3 times 2 equals 6, and I have to do the same thing on the top. So if I multiply 2 and 2, I will now have 2/6. So now I have an equivalent fraction right here. These are equivalent, but they are worth the same amount. And then I can add because my denominators are the same. So 2/6 plus 2/6 equals 4/6. And if I simplify that, I know I can simplify because 4 and 6 are both even numbers. So that means I can divide them both by 2. And then I get 2/3 as my final answer, 2/3. That is the first method, is just to find an equivalent fraction. Now let's get to the butterfly method. You can see my beautiful butterfly that I drew over here is actually quite practical, and I'll show you how you use it. The first thing you're going to do is draw the butterfly wings. Okay? It's a little sloppy, but it'll be okay. And the shape that the butterfly wings make is an X. And what does an X mean in math, usually? It means multiply. So I have my wings, and now I'm going to draw my antennas. Okay? So 3 times 2, since those are the ones in the same wing, those are the connected ones, 3 times 2 equals 6. And then over here, in the other wing, this wing right here, 6 and 1 are in the same wing. 6 times 1 equals 6. And I'm multiplying because the wings make an X. This plus sign right here will actually be carried right up in the middle. And then we cannot forget about the body of our butterfly. And what I'm connecting here is the 3 and the 6. So 3 times 6 equals 18. And then I just use this number right over here. 18 is my denominator, and then I add across. 6 plus 6 equals 12. So I have 12/18. I know 12 and 18 are both even numbers, so they can both be divided by 2 to simplify. 12 divided by 2 equals 6. And 18 divided by 2 equals 9, except I look at this fraction, 6 and 9, and I notice, what do 6 and 9 have in common? They have a 3 in common. 6 can be divided by 3, and 9 can be divided by 3. So 6 divided by 3 equals 2, and 9 divided by 3 equals 3. Look at that, 2/3. If I flip back to the last page, I also got 2/3. So I know that my answer is correct. Either way you do it, you still get the same answer. So let's try this fraction, adding these fractions with our first method of finding an equivalent fraction. I have an 8 as my denominator here, and a 4 as my denominator here. I'm going to keep my 2/8 the same, and see what can I multiply 4 by to equal 8. 4 times what equals 8? Hopefully you say 2. Remember, I have to do the same on the top and the bottom. So 2 times 4 will give me an 8 right here. And then 3 times 2 equals 6. Now you just add them together. 6 plus 2 equals 8. And I have an 8. 8 over 8 equals 1 whole. If I have 8 slices of pizza, out of 8 slices of pizza, I have a whole pizza. Let's try the same problem using the butterfly method and see if it works out that way. Draw my wings, my antennas, and you can't forget the body. Okay, so when I'm doing the multiplication for my wings, I'm going to do the 2 wings that connect. So the first one is this one, 4 and the 2. 4 times 2 equals 8, and 3 times 8 equals 24. And I'm just going to carry my symbol up. I have 24 plus 8, and then on the bottom, the body of my butterfly connects 4 and 8, and I know that 4 times 8 equals 32. Remember, this just carries right up here. That's my denominator, 32. And if I add 24 plus 8, I get 32. 32 pieces out of 32 pieces equals 1 whole. I have the same answer no matter what method you use. If you use finding an equivalent fraction or the butterfly method, it's the same answer. Here is your first practice check. 1/5 plus 3/10. You can use either method you prefer. It is up to you. Pause the video while you work it out. All right, I'm going to give the answer away, so if you're not ready, then pause it. Okay, I kind of started this one already. I am going to do both methods so that you can see the answer. I know that I need to find an equivalent fraction, 3/10, my plus sign, and I know that 5 times something equals 10, and that is 5 times 2 equals 10, and then if I do 1 times 2, that equals 2. If I add them across, 2 plus 3 equals 5, 10 plus 10, or I'm sorry, 10 on the denominator stays the same all the way across, 10, 10, 10. 5/10. I know that 5 and 10 can both be divided by 5. They have that number in common, and my final answer is 5 divided by 5 is 1, 10 divided by 5 is 2, 1/2. Now, if I did this using the butterfly method, draw my butterfly. 5 times 3 is 15. 10 times 1 equals 10. There's my plus sign. And 5 times 10 equals 50. So my denominator is 50. Carrying that across. 10 plus 15 equals 25. I know that 25 and 50, I think about quarters. I know that 25 and 50 can both be divided by 25. If I do that, 25 divided by 25 equals 1, and 50 divided by 25 equals 2. 1/2, no matter which way you do it. Here is practice check number 2. 3/7 plus 1/4. This one might be kind of hard to do your first method on, so try the butterfly method on this one. All right, here's the answer. I'm going to use the butterfly method because 7 and 4 don't have something that can easily be multiplied together to find an equivalent fraction. 7 times 1 equals 7. 4 times 3 equals 12. I'm going to just draw my symbol right up above. And then since these two connect, 7 times 4 equals 28. So my denominator is going to be 28. And 12 plus 7 is 19. From what I know, 19 is a prime number, so this is my final answer. There's nothing that 19 and 28 have in common. So that is it. If you have any questions, please make sure you write them down, anything you're not sure of, and bring them to class. Thank you.